First place in the division. You just love to see it. You love to see first place in the division. Like what like that's just a good night in itself. And I gotta tell you, there's a shift in the way Carolina's playing that to me makes them even more dangerous because Carolina had a 2 goal lead and I wasn't worried. I was pretty confident in Carolina's ability to win this hockey game. It was one of the first times this season. The last game was the game before that. And just the way the flow of the game's going, the way Carolina's playing, they're stronger in front of their defensive net. They've found what it takes mentally to defend the lead. They're fixing the criticisms I've had of them up until 5 games ago, where I was complaining that they can't defend a lead or that they're not tough enough in front of their net. And as the season goes along, that's getting even better. And it's as a reward for Carolina fixing the mistakes. And, they're clearly watching and listening to what I have to say. I know for a fact Svechnikov watches this on a daily basis because I just know. I'm kidding. I know. No, there's probably like less than 0.01% of Hurricanes fans actually watch these videos. But hey, I only make these because I enjoy making them. I don't make them for views or anything. But anyway, I want to be clear. I'm not egotistically thinking the Carolina Hurricanes actually watch this video. But back to the game at hand, as a reward for Carolina fixing the 2 biggest issues they've had, they move up to first in the division. Can they continue this, or is this just another hot streak? That remains to be seen. However, Carolina goes up against Florida. And I think they're now 5-0-1 against Florida, who's one of the big 3 of the division this year. That's insane. I mean, I normally like to, bring up the catch-22 in the bad and the good. When there's bad, I want to talk about some of the good that came out of the bad. When there's good, I want to bring up some of the things to work to improve on. But the fact that Carolina, I think, is 5-0-1 against another really good hockey club is insane. Above 500 against a team like Florida this year, that's impressive on its own. The fact that it's been domination for Carolina, there's no way to dance around where it's like, oh, maybe, it's like, yeah, playoffs are completely different. But the fact is, the past 2 games against Florida have felt like a playoff game. They're tight defensively, they're physical, they're back and forth. They're fast, everything that makes playoff hockey great. These games have had that. It's not, it is still a different level when you're in the playoffs, but it's right there for the taking. And, if Carolina can come together and not play Boston this year, it's, that's pure domination, and for me, Hurricane of the game for this one really comes down to 2 people. I'll give a shout out to Carolina's special teams. They have the #1 power play in the league, and I always want to bring up special teams, but then I get sidetracked with talking about the other things of the game. Let's just address how awesome the Hurricane special teams have been. It's been too long. I finally need to give them their due. For me, they were one of the key factors to Carolina winning this game. Nedeljkovic getting another shutout. I think Nedeljkovic has earned the starter job, and given the fact that when Mrazek first got hurt, I was talking about how Nedeljkovic is just a solid backup. He has really worked his way up to me changing his mind to where I think he should be the starter. He doesn't let pucks in. I'm knocking on wood. I don't want to jinx that at all, but I'm just saying, like, Nedeljkovic, he maybe earns the starter, and you could argue, well, Mrazek's playing better. It's like Carolina's finding ways to not only win games, but just play for Nedeljkovic. And, for me, when watching that, it's like he skills, like the first period, a lot of the reason why we were doing so well in the first period and walked away 1-0 at the end of the first was because of Nedeljkovic. And if Florida scores in the first, it could be a different hockey game. But it's just like I want to give Nedeljkovic player of the game, but I guess like Trocheck has done so well against Florida. I feel like I just need to give him his due because I think Trocheck is the main reason we're 5-0-1 against Florida. And I want to address another way I look stupid because I need to do that if I'm going to compliment myself for when I get things right, like noticing Jacob Slavin before a lot of other people. I gotta acknowledge when I'm a dumb human being, and that's when I was against the Trocheck trade. And my logic was fresh off the David Ayers game. I was like, why mess up the chemistry? But no, the Carolina won the trade. Trocheck's worth every penny of what we spent to get him, even if it quote unquote shook up the chemistry. And I don't want to question anything Don Waddell does again, but I know I will because I tend to do that with trades. So especially when you have a team this hot. And I'm not just talking about Marty Necas. So yeah, I mean it's just all around this game to me was just good. They frustrated Florida. They played hard against them. They won the battles. The Florida was working hard and they still couldn't beat Carolina, and the fact that they could be a potential playoff opponent for us and we were able to play with them that hard, and are now 5-1 against them, there's not really a negative side to it. So, Vinny Trocheck gets Hurricane of the game, and it's all looking good for Carolina tonight to me. I think last game was the most important game of the season. This game is now the biggest win of the season for Carolina. And I know as the season goes along, the wins are going to get bigger and bigger, but you know what? Fuck it. When I think a game's the biggest one of the season, I'm going to point it out. So, anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys, I believe, Saturday. I mean, I could check, but yeah, I'll check. No, I won't, because if I'm irresponsible not doing my job as a YouTuber with tens of subscribers, then I deserve to look like an idiot if that's the case. I'll see you guys what I assume will be Saturday. That voice crack, it's like I'm in the 5th grade all over again. And if you guys like the content I'm producing on the channel, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. See you guys.